Okay, we're gonna check out the first cooking of the potatoes. They don't look like they've taken some of that cookie. And that don't mean that the color in it isn't what we need. We need that color. Okay. So now I'm gonna see if we're getting any mash out of them, because that'll determine how much more longer we need to let them cook. Okay, there isn't much mash in them, and what we need them is mashed all the way up. I mean, seriously, mashed potatoes. So mashed that there's no liquid in here inside this pot. Okay, that looks like a lot of liquid there inside this pot. So what we're gonna need to do is extract some of that liquid. So now what we have to do is we have to take the potatoes, pour them I just poured them all over the floor. But now the wet part is pretty much has dripped out, which is what we need. But now we need to get the ground beef put up in on this platform. The ground beef. Now this is just like 1 pound of ground beef. We got a whole other packet over here. But first, before we drop the next packet, we need to get 2 of these fresh Italian sausages mixed in, and then the vegetables got to get cut. Bell pepper, some onions. Let's see what else we have around here. But I got to peel these and toss these into that ground pepper after the ground pepper starts cooking. I mean, after the ground beef starts cooking. Okay, we got some ground beef cooking over here now. Let's kind of poke it around. Sometimes when you let it overcook, then you see that film right there of that blood that got cooked out of it. Use that as a little bit of gravy or sauce. Okay? This is my broken burner, so I have to do it fast. Because now, when it's cooked at that point, I'm going to have to get some Italian sausage cooking, and then we're going to put a layer of vegetables on there. So just stand by. Now we got the ground beef. I'm going to circulate through it. The ground beef already has its own seasoning, and the seasoning that we put on, the Italian sausage has its own seasoning. And the seasoning that we put on the ground beef to accent each other is what we're about to achieve now. We're going to mix these two. Okay, So now there's one Italian sausage. And we need 2. So here's the other one. And we're going to get it mixed up in here too. Okay, once again, I got to go down here on the bottom and get this ground beef because I neglected to spam this before we start. The objective here is to have it look the same color in the Italian sausage as it does in the ground beef. And not have the ground beef all burnt up. Or the skillet all cracked up. Okay? Okay. So now we're going to put a little something extra on here. This is seasoning stock. Now that we got both of them put in here together, later on that'll turn into like a roux that we can use. See, it's already acting like oil and water down there in the bottom, but with a better smell to it. Okay, now I'm going to cut up the bell pepper and onions and throw in there. And then after that we're going to put the mixed vegetables on to cook. Okay, now we're gonna spread the peppers out in here. I mean the green onions, just like a pepper. Let's get that all spread out in there so they can start to infiltrate the flavor. Okay, here comes the bell pepper. We're going to cut it up and then we're going to integrate it also into the 2 meats. Now we have all the peppers cut up so that we can add it and give it its unique flavor. Okay, now we're going to put the rest of what we have in green onions. It's time for them all to go. Okay, now we got the green onion all chopped up, the white part. Get it all in here. And now get the mix on it too. Now we're going to let that meat cook for a while since the potatoes are already done. And what other vegetables did you? Oh yeah, we still got to get the mixed vegetables. Yeah, not the spinach, but the mixed vegetables. We still got to get it stirred up in here. Let me pour that mixed vegetable in here. Like that. And oh, trust me, I'm not going to try to eat this all in one meal, okay? This might be 2 or 3. By the time I finish with this, the taste might be all gone. Because that happens in food when you keep it, like potatoes. It will happen in potatoes. So here, let me get that stirred up in here. Great. Now let's let that stir. Okay, now we got everything all heated up here. Everything's all mixed. And needed. That's just what we need right there. And then we put a little soy sauce on that mix as we go. But right over here, we're going to go ahead and take and pour it onto the mashed potato. Right here. So let me get all of this up. And start evenly distributing it across the mashed potatoes. See, the potatoes is the pie, and the meat mix is the shepherd. Okay? Now there's 2 ways you can make this. One way you can make this and put the potatoes on the bottom, but then the potatoes, put the meat on the bottom, but then when you do that, the meat doesn't get done, cooked in. So now, there, let me get this over there so you can see it. There is the ground beef. Let me move here. I'll cut that out later. But there's the ground beef, Italian sausage, bell pepper, onions, and mixed vegetables. Now, all we have to do now is add the cheese, the shredded cheese. And what we're going to do, we're going to cover it in cheese. Cover it in cheese. Okay, that was the first package. Now we're going to come back with the brand new package. Sharp cheddar that we just picked up today. Let's get this cut open. Okay, now we got it all covered in the cheese. You would think that would be it, right? But nope. Not on this one. We got to get that Prego to get that Italian flavor, and that tomato sauce covered all over the top. So here we go. There we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's ready to go to the oven. Okay, we missed this, so let me do this over. show you what happened. We took our shepherd's pie, put a layer of cheese on it, put a layer of tomato sauce on the top, and then we are placing it right here in the oven and let all those elements melt in together. And then we will be back. Okay, let's see how it's looking. It's been about 20 minutes now. Let's just kind of take a peek. Okay, that's what it's looking like now. It's still soft down there. Punch some holes in it. Let's see, about 20 more minutes what we're looking at. Now it's time to see, once again, how far along we are with our casserole. Okay, the potatoes are still soft. The meat is getting firmer. So let's just keep it out here to cool and see what we get when I come back.